Buenos dias. Distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends, as the Secretary-General of the World Energy Council, I am honoured to have been invited to deliver this year's Copec Keynote address. I'd like to thank the Fundación Copec and its chair, Roberto Angelini, for organising this very important and timely dialogue on storage. I'd also like to thank our Chilean member committee for all the important work that they are doing. Let me please start with a brief recap of the World Energy Councils, which will help put my comments in context. The World Energy Council was formed in the early 1920s as a visionary leadership forum to rebuild energy systems after a time of crisis, after the First World War, a global influenza pandemic, and in the headwinds of the global Great Depression. A timely reminder, a sense of déjà vu for all of us. Chile was amongst our founding members. Thank you. We've operated through different eras of energy, and we convene and connect diverse energy transition leadership interests across multiple sectors in over 100 countries. In this region alone, we engage over 300 member organisations, and our enduring mission is easily expressed in terms of energy for billions of better lives and a healthy planet. Our vibrant Future Energy Leaders programme has grown across 60 countries since 1983, and in the last decade, we have helped thousands of start-up energy transition entrepreneurs from nearly 70 countries to get the global recognition they deserve and need to get to scale. We're also hard-working at building women energy leadership communities, with our Chilean Energy Member Committee leading the way. And I'm delighted to be visiting a country, my first time in the region and my first time to Chile, with a track record in climate change leadership, market design, and social responsibility. Chile and the wider region are pioneering and deserve global recognition for their pioneering efforts in making energy transitions happen. As has already been said, this is a significant moment in energy. Increasingly diverse decarbonisation pathways are moving faster than ever before, everywhere. Yet all signals indicate that the world will overshoot the target of remaining below 1.5 degrees centigrade in global warming. The recently updated IEA Net Zero Roadmap reminds us of the scale of the challenge. And according to the director, Fatih Birol, the good news is we know what we need to do and how to do it. The bad news is we're not doing it. We may know technically how to get to net zero. We clearly don't know how to get there in an increasingly polarising and divisive era. The call for more collaboration is frequently made, yet the biggest blind spot in all net zero roadmaps is people. How do we get more people and diverse communities to cooperate at the scale and pace necessary? Our humanising energy vision is key to making faster, fairer and more far-reaching energy transitions happen. To go faster, we need to increase the push of financial flows to all regions to build the new power systems and not only close the trillions of dollars investment gap, but to rebalance building renewable energy generation capacity with more investment in grids and storage. To go fairer, we need to develop user-centric solutions and empower more people and communities to understand their roles and choices. And to move further, we need to pull many and more effective collaboration levers. Few countries have been as successful as Chile in pulling market competition as a collaboration lever. Some people hope that the complex coordination challenges of energy transition will be resolved in the future by developments in digital data and smart systems integration. Whether or not artificial intelligence can help us save humanity from itself is still unclear. It will certainly require a lot more energy for computing to find out. Until then, it's down to us. There's no such thing as good versus bad energy. The technology that wins is the one that goes to scale. Getting to scale requires the pull of society, the use of market pricing and non-price collaboration levers. There's a need for an important and courageous conversation. Who is willing and able to pay for flexible and dynamic storage solutions? Everyone, across every level of society, is facing the evolving energy trilemma. It's a concept that we pioneered over 15 years ago to help increasingly diverse and connected modern energy societies learn with and from each other through the transition process about which policies work or not. The World Energy Trilemma uses the power of threes, and, to connect the dots between energy security, affordability, and environmental sustainability challenges. There's no one-size-fits-all pathway. Chile currently ranks as 26 in the global index, with scores of BBB for security, affordability, and sustainability, but perhaps more interestingly, a score of A for national context and quality of governance. Energy storage strategies are best informed using the trilemma for integrated policy pathfinding. Now, trilemma priorities vary significantly by region. Energy and climate security concerns remain the top priority in the European region. In the USA, it's supply chain security and climate resilience that matter most. Fair and affordable access are top concerns in Africa, Asia, and parts of Latin America. Integrated policy pathfinding is essential to help explore the new storage game changers. So anyone here who really wants to be a net zero hero, I say, become a trilemma titan first. It's not easy to be independent, international, and impactful, but it is what we, as the Council, do. In April, our World Energy Pulse survey series highlighted energy leaders were confident that reconnecting the dots between energy security and climate change would surely accelerate the pace of global energy transition. By August, we detected a big shift in sentiment. More leaders expressed concerns that responses to the energy security crisis might slow the pace. Reasons included lack of trust, licensing and permitting delays. Next January, we will release our 15th annual survey, the World Energy Issues Monitor, and we will take stock of the growing risk of disorderly transitions, having highlighted in 2022 a theme of disruptions as usual, and in 2023, energy in uproar. With this bigger context in mind, let's talk about energy storage. Energy storage, as you've heard, it's a pivotal component in global efforts to accelerate decarbonisation. Energy storage is a game changer in terms of integrating renewable energy resources, such as wind and solar, at scale into the electricity mix. Some of the ways in which energy storage supports climate change goals and CO2 reduction, as recognised by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, are grid stability, integration of variable resources, electrification of transport, microgrids, and grid decentralisation. New power systems, with increasing levels of distributed and variable renewable electricity generation, depend on a lot more sophisticated storage systems. More sophisticated in terms of diverse and flexible energy storage services, more sophisticated in terms of affordable and climate resilient energy storage, and more sophisticated in terms of smart integrated systems which enable demand to be managed as a resource. The shape of new power systems is user-centric, with a variety of centralised, decentralised and hybrid grids, and multi-directional flows of electricity. What might we discover if we start to think in terms of user-centric energy storage services rather than technology winners? Our most recent insights brief on storage highlights there are 5 critical steps in planning storage and includes a set of scenarios to encourage all of us to think beyond the growing diversity in battery energy storage solutions. Storage services can be provided by a growing portfolio of solutions, including pumped hydro and hydropower, concentrated solar power, as we heard earlier, grid strengthening and load shifting, low carbon fuels, and beyond meter storage. Active infrastructure planning is essential. Access and affordability issues do not simply vanish with the falling costs of renewable power technologies. System costs depend on location, time of day, and frequency. Chile is positioned as an important and growing storage market in this region. It's advancing legislative and policy measures to promote the development and use of energy storage technologies as part of its renewable energy strategy. How can Chile secure a share of international storage markets as well as develop domestic energy storage services? How might Chile also extend its sustainability leadership by managing the environmental footprint of mining and the upstream sustainability implications of storage solutions? For example, the forests and communities which are upstream of hydropower dams, and the ecosystems and communities which are impacted by mining of critical materials, especially copper and lithium. Chile is remarkable for its openness to business, with free trade agreements with over 90% of the global economy, including the USA, China, and Europe. I recently visited Asia. Chile and China are making energy transitions happen despite very differences in physical geographies, not to mention political economies. China has built an impressive high-voltage direct current transmission backbone along with massive flexible hydropower storage systems to serve 1.1 billion customers with cleaner, reliable and affordable energy services. It's focused on 4 revolutions in energy transition: demand side, supply side, technology and infrastructure, and one cooperation, a globally interconnected grid system. Chile is embarking on similar technology advances with the Kemal Low Agua power project powering a transmission line across 1,500 kilometres. China's transmission lines, HDVC, currently stretch. There are 6 lines, each of them 2,500 to 3,000 kilometres long. It can be done, but it won't be an instant connection. It could take at least a decade, assuming there are no licensing and permitting delays. Chile also operates the second largest electric bus fleet outside of China. How will it tap into this and other forms of beyond-the-meter storage opportunities? Chile's Andean regions have sparse, scattered communities, and firewood is still the main source of heating and cooking. Sarawak Energy in Malaysia has achieved over 99% electrification in renewable areas by distributing solar and battery energy storage modules and training communities in their installation and usage. Storage game changers also include a new global hydrogen-based fuels vector. Port cities such as Singapore, as well as Rotterdam, are already investing to become global trading hubs in hydrogen-based fuels. Singapore, which launched its hydrogen strategy in 2022, has just issued its first expression of interest for ammonia for shipping. It's also moving the location of its port in preparation of sea level rise. More terminals and new models of regulatory oversight will allow Chilean projects like the proposed 3.5 billion San Antonio port enlargement to progress smoothly through the approvals process. What energy storage services can Chile make use of whilst building a transmission line which connects its solar-rich north with its wind-powered south? In many places, global energy transition agenda is either characterised by top-down wishful thinking or it's full of heat and friction. In either case, there is little evidence or hope of securing more energy for climate-resilient and sustainable development while accelerating decarbonisation with justice. We can and want to do more to engage the pull of societal transformation in making faster, fairer and more far-reaching energy transitions happen. Energy transitions are blurring the boundaries of conventional silos, sectors and segments of society. New and more effective collaboration levers are needed to mobilise the hundreds of thousands of smaller steps of global systems change. Even so, there is no such thing as a cheap, easy or fast energy transition. We are working to maintain a sense of realistic hope and to encourage and enable more people and diverse communities to get engaged. Our Humanising Energy film series, produced in partnership with the BBC, is full of inspiring examples about how people and diverse communities are getting engaged in making energy transitions happen in all parts of the world. From solar projects that complement the natural environment in Taiwan, to electricity infrastructure expansion here in Chile, designed with communities and the environment at the centre. And I hope as Chile forges a new constitution, it will continue to share its learning in using market competition levers as effective collaboration levers to enable more flexible and dynamic energy storage services. As the world moves from the climate-centric COP28 meeting in 21 days to our energy-centric 26th World Energy Congress in April 2024, we are taking on the leadership and collaboration challenges in the pioneering world port and city of Rotterdam. Our 100th anniversary Congress is themed Redesigning Energy for People and Planet. As a diverse community of communities, we're committed to leading with and learning from increasingly diverse regions about the how to and who with in making faster, fairer and more far-reaching energy transition happens. This brings me to my question to all of us gathered here today. What will this region bring to the Congress about redesigning energy for people and planet, and the collaboration levers for enabling flexible and dynamic energy storage services? I look forward to seeing you in Rotterdam next year and to hearing and learning with the lessons and pioneering experiences in Chile about how we can co-create another 100 years of impact in energy for billions of better lives and a healthy planet. Thank you.